Hello everyone, the honorable judges. I am Rangga Prasetyo as the representative of Senior High School 1 Kedungwaru. And now, I'd like to tell you a story. This story is based on Salamanglang Cave, which the relief tells us about part of Mahabharata story. And would you fancy to hear the story of mine? A long time ago lived a prince who was skillful in archery. He was Arjuna. One day, he had a condition in which his kingdom was having a conflict, like a civil war. He needed to seek a sacred bow to win that war called Bharata Yuddha. So he intended to meditate on Indrakila mountain in order to get that bow. During his meditation, he had been tested with horrible and tempting trials. At the first test, there was a god disguised himself as an old man, asking about his purpose on doing meditations, whether he would use the weapon to rule Kayangan or to fight evil. "Why are you doing this, young man?" "I need to have a sacred bow." "So what is the point? Are you going to rule places or Kayangan?" "No, I would use it to help my brother to control Kurawa for taking his kingdom and to fight evil." Turned out that the old man was Batara Indra. On the next day came 7 angels towards him and trying to seduce Arjuna. Yet their efforts were in vain. And on the next day, another bigger challenge. He was attacked by extreme heat, caused him starving, a freezing weather, and a rainy storm, which caused him so desperate. But in the end, he could pass all through. In Kayangan, where the gods live, there was an evil giant named Niwata Kawacha. He could not be defeated, neither by gods nor humans. But there was a prophecy that there was a man who meditated on mountain could kill the giant king. He was Arjuna. Since Niwata Kawacha knew that Indra would ask Arjuna for a favor, he sent the devil Mukha to kill Arjuna. He approached and disguised himself as a wild boar. In the meantime, Arjuna heard that there was a fierce scream of the wild boar west of the forest. He hunted the boar, which threatened him, and shot it with his arrow. And on his quest finding the boar and making sure that it died, there was a hunter coming towards the boar as well, and claimed that he killed it. "Who are you? Why are you here? This boar is mine. I shot it." "I am Arjuna." "No, you are wrong. This boar is mine. I shot this with my arrow." Did not trust him, Arjuna still stood on his belief. The debate went to a fight, proving who is the real one. The hunter was skilled, but Arjuna could defeat him. After a long moment of relentless fighting, suddenly the hunter changed to his original form. He was Batara Siwa. Arjuna soon bowed before him. "My apologies, Lord." And then Arjuna was gifted a sacred bow named Pasopati. This was what he deserved after weeks of meditating. Soon after that, Siwa took Arjuna to Kayangan and introduced him before every god. The meeting was led by Indra. He was the king's god. Indra soon explained to Arjuna that Kayangan was under threat of an evil giant. The evil giant came from Manimantaka kingdom at the north side of Sumeru mountain, and he was Niwata Kawacha. His intention was to marry Subraba, who was the most beautiful among the entire angels, and if she denied his proposal, he would threaten and destroy Kayangan. And unfortunately, his proposal was denied by all of the gods and triggered him to exterminate it. Arjuna agreed to help the gods, and then he embarked to Kayangan with Suprabha. She surrendered herself and seduced the giant king to find out what was his weakness. Oh, my dear king, you are such a powerful and amazing giant king, and if we are destined to be together, may I know your weakness so that I can help you to protect it? And then the giant laughed. Why are you so obsessed to me? But that's fine, I will tell you. Turned out that his weakness was at the tip of his tongue. Arjuna soon appeared from his hiding place and destroyed the Manimantaka kingdom. The king heard about that noise and went right away to that place. And then Arjuna took Suprabha and flew back to Kayangan. The king felt that he was betrayed and deceived, prepared the whole army, and marched to Kayangan. The war was inevitable. Kayangan's army were beaten and couldn't stand any longer. Eventually, Arjuna came to a fight. The fact that the giant king was undefeatable was right. He overwhelmed with his joy. The giant king laughed and opened his mouth so wide. Quickly, Arjuna shot his mouth with his Pasupati bow, and the arrow went exactly through his mouth. The king died at a second. The gods won the war. As a reward of what Arjuna had done, he became the king of Kayangan in 7 days. And then 7 days in Kayangan was similar to 7 months in human realm, and he had his happy life and married Suprabha. And after the time went by, he was taken back to earth safely. So the moral value that we get from this story is if you really meant to achieve something that you really want to have and stay focused on one thing, you would not only have one thing, you would always get, and maybe you will have a serendipity. Thank you so much for your attention, for listening to me. I am Rangga Prasetyo. Goodbye.